We begin our journey in the backwoods of Tennessee, in frozen Head State Park, where every year there's a race so tough, only 15 people have ever finished it.
We've got a bit of a problem. I really don't know where I'm supposed to be going next.
Welcome to the Barkley Marathons.
The greatest challenges in sports really are pressure and uncertainty. And the Barkley weekend is filled with pressure and uncertainty.
You're number 87?
That uncertainty begins with trying to enter the race.
For this race, it's a secret how to sign up. The biggest hurdle before you even make it to the start line is figuring out how to get to the start line.
To apply, hopeful runners need to submit an essay on why they should get the chance to compete. But the process is so secretive, there's not even a race website. From thousands of entries, just 40 runners are selected. Some of the world's most accomplished endurance athletes are chosen to try to complete 5 20-mile loops of steep, unmarked terrain with nothing but a map and a compass. But for these runners, it's not the 100 miles that makes this race so tough.
Each loop goes in a different direction. So a race where you're just kind of running around in the forest, not knowing if you're on the right trail or not, it adds a whole other mental element.
I mean, I've read kind of all the race reports available on the internet. So I know that some people got some crazy experience. Some people got great hallucination and they saw like people and houses where there were just trees. Everything can happen in those fluids, you know?
Race co-founder Gary Cantrell, or Laz as he's known, designed the race after learning about James Earl Ray, Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassin, and his attempted escape from a nearby prison. Because of the difficult terrain, after about 55 hours, Ray had only traveled 8 miles before being recaptured.
You see the movies and they're chasing the guy with the dogs and you think, that would be really fun to see if you could get away, as long as they weren't going to put you in prison if you failed.
And from the beginning, this race sets you up to fail. There's no set start time.
The race time is counting down.
It can begin anytime from midnight until noon. The start signal? This conch shell, which tells runners they have an hour to get ready. And once Laz lights his cigarette, the runners are off. Runners must complete each loop within 12-hour increments or they're disqualified. Along the way, they have to collect pages from 13 hidden books to prove they stayed on course.
It's considered one of the hardest races, right? So it's kind of a way to test yourself and your own abilities.
We're just all searching for our limits, searching to see what we're capable of, because you don't really know how much you can handle until it's too much.
Hillpocalypse, 1,500 feet of up.
Gary Cantrell changes the course as necessary to make it harder anytime someone finishes, because he's trying to, in his own words, to keep it at the limit of what's possible.
We move book locations around a little bit, just do various things to tweak it so that you've got to adapt and adjust on the fly.
It's raging right now.
The kind of incredible physical beating that these people take and go out there 12, 14, 16 hours. You're wet, you're cold, you're hungry.
It is fogged in and freezing up here.
The longer you keep going, then it becomes mental. The sleep deprivation eventually makes the mental difficulty of doing it equal to or worse than the physical difficulty.
You can't think about how far you have to go in the whole loop because it could be hours. I mean, my second loop, I think, took me 21 hours this year. That's almost a day being out in the woods with no creature comfort. So you just got to keep moving forward one step at a time, one book at a time, one climb at a time.
For even the most accomplished ultra runners, the course can seem impossible, leaving just one option.
And I have made the decision to self-extract. I gotta get myself out of here.
Everyone has it in themselves. This is really trying to provide an opportunity for them to bring it out.
At a point where you are lost or where you made some mistakes, it will be physically impossible to get in time.
Around book 11, but we can't find it. It seems that we are not going to make it, unfortunately.
It would be great if everyone could get that prize, but the nature of the prize is that you can't.
This year, Mother Nature rained down on the course, wreaking havoc on runners. Those who missed the time cutoff earned the Barkley's signature send-off.
Like every year it's a different kind of hard, but this weather, I mean, you can see it's a pretty tough year.
This is my 4th time doing the race. This was my worst performance by far, so considering everyone else and how they did, I don't feel too bad.
This year's best runner finished only 3 loops. Once again, the Barkley won.
Suffering.